हाँ मेरे पे नाम डाल.
Okay.
Mom, movement feeling.
So.
Just get out of the class. You don't know how to sit? Please get out of the class. Okay. When you talk about when you talk about your parents, when you talk about you're scared of your father?
Yes. Very much. Means.
What kind of a relation do you have?
Very nice.
Friendly.
Ask me also, man. I am also a child, a person, a man.
I have not used puberty up till now, so I don't think so you are a man.
Man.
What kind of a relationship is there with your father?
My father is very good. And he teaches me very good.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah.
My father is very.
You just now said your father was strict.
My father means when I doesn't do my study, then means out of 100 my father scored 30, 20, 30%. Not that much.
What do you think your father does the whole day? Business. What kind of a day does he have?
Stressful.
Very stressful day. So when he comes back from this one, so do you talk to him? Do you do anything? What do you do?
I make I massage his skin.
You give him a leg massage.
And I talk to him about how did my school went.
And how is it Sundays?
We go to Lonavala and there is a mandir we spend there.
Okay. Tell me one thing. When you were young, now you're old. You're in the 9th standard. But when you were young, maybe say 4, 5, 6 years old, what was your impression about your father?
It was very good.
Very harsh person.
Very harsh person, very good.
Very stressful person.
Very stressful, not strict person.
I was
Very stressed today.
Stressed.
strict person.
Strict person. Remember your perception
Our brain doesn't
changes
work.
as you grow up because then you start understanding what kind of a father it is. Now this little girl she's young, right? And she's very scared of her father because she doesn't understand that her father is a busy man, that her father loves her no matter what. Okay, but ultimately towards the end, the story goes as in this little girl, she was always scared of her father. Whenever her father used to move out of the house, she was very, very happy. Because her father is out of the house, correct? And then, her grandmother used to tell her, just go and do something, talk to your parents and all that. But her father was always sleeping, and the mother was busy reading. So she felt that there is no time for me. Sometimes you feel your parents don't love you because they don't spend time with you. But there are times when they need to relax also, correct? So she felt that her father didn't love her at all. And one day when her mother took him, then she realized that her father, yes, he does love her in his own way. Okay? So this is little girl is all the story all about. It's a sweet little story, but it's how you perceive the world, right? How you look at the world. The little girl.
It's written by
Can I read, ma'am?
Catherine Mansfield.
Catherine Mansfield, what do you know about her?
He was an
He was a good child.
No, she was not an auspicious author.
She
is a modern author. The modern author who wrote about the psychological problems which we face in life. Psychological problems, that is the fear what we have, or anything related to psychology or emotions and all that. She wrote all these stories like that. Now, if you see this child's unnatural fear for her father, that is what is the predominant thing. Like she fears her father without any reason, correct? That's unnatural fear. Sometimes we should not have those kind of fears, right? Sorry.
The little girl, before you read, do you feel?
Right, read from there. The story about the little girl whose feelings for her father changed from fear to understanding will probably find out in every home. This is in every home. We have an unnatural fear for one parent. Always we have an unnatural fear for one parent. This is what it highlights.
No, I don't have.
I don't have.
The little girl, he got
Fear
together
for my
to be
parents.
feared and avoided.
Oh.
Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a candle kiss, to which she responded, "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter, going down the long road.
So figure to be feared. What does figure to be feared mean? A person who's supposed to be feared or scared of. Okay. A person who you have to be scared of. Every morning, what was his routine? What was his routine? What was
Walking, drinking,
Walking.
he read the paragraph. What is the answer from there? What was the routine?
He was going to work and
Kissed the girl and casually kissed her and went
His
to his
school
work.
she responded with goodbye, father.
Did I ask you about the child? Did I ask you about the child?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't ask you about the child. I said, what was his routine?
He was going to the work.
Every day before going to work, he would come into the room and give her a little kiss.
Kiss.
A casual kiss.
Casual
Okay.
kiss.
So this shows what he loves his child. Whenever he's going, he makes time to come into her room and give her a kiss. But the child, she was scared, right? She was scared of the father. That's why she breathed a father. Breathed a sigh of relief. Okay. See, a glad sense of relief means she breathed a sigh of relief because she was scared of her father and she, like when he's out of the house, she felt relief because he's not there. His presence is not there. His dominating presence is not there. Okay, because when you say she's tall, she's short, so that even the height also makes a child scared. Okay.
I don't know.
So when she heard the
I
noise
know
of the
I'm
carriage
very
growing
small in
fainter
height.
and fainter,
I know I am very small in height, but I don't know.
growing fainter and fainter down the long road. Okay. So when as the distance increases, she started breathing easily. Okay. When the distance increases of the carriage, then this is we are talking about in olden times because he's using a carriage, not using a car or he's not using a big bike. That is the horse-driven carriage, buggy. That is called the carriage. Okay. Come on.
In the evening when he came home, she could hear the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the people come yet? Mother, go and see if my papers out there. If my papers out there. And bring me my slippers."
Okay. So what was his usual demand when he came home?
In evening,
We
near the
came-
staircase and heard a loud sound.
Whenever the
Her
father
father
came back,
came, she heard a loud sound. Voice
Will you
in the hall.
please listen to the question before you jump to conclusion? Yes.
whenever the father came back, he asked a cup of tea into the drawing room.
What is the drawing room?
When we draw
Your hall.
Hall room,
Hall.
hall.
The room is known as the drawing room.
Drawing.
And what would he demand?
And
tea.
he demand for
Tea,
this
tea,
tea
tea.
and
Tea.
the newspapers and the slippers.
Newspaper.
Correct.
But why slippers, ma'am?
While when you're in the house, what do you wear? You don't wear slippers.
Ah.
House slippers you don't wear. You don't wear. You keep on wearing shoes and socks in the house.
Sometimes I wear, but I don't wear mother father.
Sometimes.
So what was the child's name? Easier.
Easier. Mother would call.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes.
Kezia.
Mother would call.
Kezia. Mother would call to her, "If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots." Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs. More slowly, still across the hall, and pushed open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl.
Now look at the way she's coming. The way she's coming is it shows that she's totally scared. Please put that pen down. She was totally scared. Look. So when her mother calls her, come and take off your father's boots, she would slip down the way she's moving, she's slowly moving down the staircase, and then she's slowly moving across the hall, and then she pushes open the door. So she's very, very scared. So she's taking her time to go to the hallway, and when she goes to the hallway, by the time her father is already wearing the spectacles to read the paper.
Read the newspaper. Ma'am, but
And
at morning
then when
time,
he saw-
the father is not reading the newspaper.
Every house it is different, right? The father must be in a rush, that's why he's not reading the newspaper in the morning.
But mostly the fathers read, na, if they were going to, the time is at 7 o'clock to go for the office. They must be waking up at 5:30 and read the paper half an hour.
Do you
and
think
then
5:30 in the morning the paper is delivered to your house?
Yes.
Let me find out. Because normally a paper fellow comes at 7 o'clock. He doesn't come at 5:30 in the morning.
Ma'am, sometimes at 6:30 also he comes 6:30. So after doing all the bathing and then after that
If he reaches late to office, his boss will scold him and then
at
his
8
day
o'clock mostly officers are there, na?
So 8 o'clock means by the time your traveling time is not there.
In travel time we can go or board the train at 7 o'clock.
It's very easy to say.
When can I?
When you reach that stage of Amna, come. I'll see how much you will listen.
When can I?
Yes.
Arey no.
Arey,
Where can see?
Arey,
Hurry up and pull up this.
where can you
And
hurry
take
up
them
and pull
outside.
up this?
Have you been a good girl today? I don't know, father. You don't
You
know.
know when you talk like that, you
food?
become full of yourself.
Well, KG, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? I don't know, father.
Why does it don't know why she's saying that?
She's scared.
And she's scared.
Scared of father.
She is stuttering. The key word is stuttering. No. That is not, that is shivering.
Ma'am,
Stuttering is when you get stuck when you speak.
You don't know.
Wait.
Excellent.
Stuttering is when you are getting stuck while speaking, you don't speak clearly. And that is one when you're child learning to speak as a young child, maybe 1 or 2. Wagner, will you please get out now? You, not a single word. I said get out. Stuttering is when we do not speak clearly. As a young child, when you started speaking, you didn't speak clearly. You had this kind of what you call totla. Yes, that. But now, when you're stuttering, it's basically a sign of fear that she's scared of her father, and that's why she's stuttering. And he says, have you been a good girl? She said, I don't know. The reason being is she's scared. She doesn't know whether she's been a good girl or a bad girl. Okay.
You don't know.
I'll be
Ma'am,
short
I
speech.
If you stutter
You
like
don't know. If you stutter like this, stutter just as I said, when you're stopping and speaking, that is stutter. Like this, mother will have to take you to the doctor. So if you're stuttering like this is a condition. So he said, you will have to be taken to the doctor. She never stuttered with other people. Now this is the difference. She never stuttered with the other people, had quite given it up. So with other people, she was very comfortable. So that's the difference. With other people, she was very comfortable. She used to speak in normal language, but only with the father. Because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Here, because she was concentrating and she was talking, That's why she wanted to, not make mistake before her father. That's why she is saying the words, to say the words so properly, she stuttered. Okay? This shows that she psychologically, the fear, the scare, when she's scared of her father, it has affected her. When certain fears makes you inhibited, your fears control you like that. Because of her fear, she's so scared. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched for? Wretched is basically unhappy. So, she had this frightful, scared look on her face, right? So, it showed that she's very unhappy. And, father said, what is the reason? Why are you so unhappy? It's very natural. And why are you looking a mother? I wish you taught the child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back onto the table here. Brink of suicide is when basically you are about to commit suicide. But here she's so scared. Even when if he would have just gone towards her, she would have started crying. So scared she was of her father. Okay. Then he was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. So now look at this. His height is also intimidating. Okay, he's so big. His hands, his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. For him, when Kezia sees the father, and he's yawning, that looks as if a giant is giant is doing it. Now imagine your incy 1-year-old sister looks at you, looks at your height. How will she feel? Or you look at somebody tall, 7 feet tall person, you feel like incy dwarf in front of him, no? That way. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. So when she looked at her father, he looked at a giant. As I said, 7 feet tall. If you see a 7 feet tall, because before then we will see like an incy dwarf, isn't it? So that's it. On Sunday afternoon, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice chat with father and mother. So Sunday afternoons, that was a specific time because Sunday is what both the parents at home. Children are there, grandparents are there, everybody is there, right? So Sunday afternoon specifically she sent so that she can get to know her parents. Okay. But when when she goes there, she sees, but the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa. His handkerchief on his face and his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. Sunday is one day to see your parents get to relax, isn't it? Sunday, everybody's at home. Sunday, you can relax, the stressful week and all that. So he always had his handkerchief. So even and he was snoring. When you're very, very tired, you snore, right? So he was snoring. Karate le raha tha, basically. So he was snoring loudly and yeah, sleeping very, very soundly. When you are in deep sleep, that is sleeping soundly. That is the phrase when you use when you are in a deep sleep. Sleeping soundly is when you are in a deep sleep. If you do not want to study, please go out of the class. No, you don't want to study. You have come only to do mischief. So please go out of the class. Why are you wasting your parents' money? I tell sir to tell your parents that not to send you. No, I'm not going to tolerate this.
Right.
Yes.
He sat on the stool. Gravy watched him until woke and stood. And asked the time they looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown. One day when she was kept indoors with the cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk.
Okay. So here, let's just waiting very patiently. Gravely is very seriously. Okay, gravely means very seriously. She watched him gravely, that means very seriously. She's watching him and waiting for him to get up. So she's patiently waiting that he'll get up. And when she's staring at him. You know what is staring, right? Continuously looking at him. So that's why he said, don't be like an owl. You look like a brown owl because you're staring. She has big eyes. When she's staring, she has big eyes. Owls have big eyes, right?
Like this now.
And she said, don't stare, Kezia. One day when she had kept indoors with a cold, so one day what happened? She got a cold, and that's why she had to stay indoors. So, like, to occupy her grandmother said, "Why don't you make a pin cushion for your father?" Her father's birthday was coming. She said, "Why don't you make a pin cushion? Since you can't go out and play, I'll give you a yellow silk, a piece of yellow silk. You go out and play." Make a pin cushion. This one. So she said, okay, she wanted to please her father, right? But what happened?
One day,
Laboriously.
laboriously with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides, but what to fill it with? That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered.
I am in doubt. What is the meaning of laboriously? Is it that difficultly?
Well, exact meaning, right?
He read it, but he wants to assume that he looks very smart.
She discovered a grey.
What are you telling, ma'am? I don't know, ma'am.
Read.
In school,
She discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuck in a case. Then sewed up for the fourth side.
This is talking about the description of how she made the pin cushions. Okay, this is a description of how she made the pin cushion.
Yeah.
So she took a lot of effort. Okay, when the paper, she made sure that she with a double cotton, she's making sure that she's folded it properly. She stitched it on three sides, so three corners. She stripped it because when you're a pin cushions, what do you have to do? You have to stuff things inside like cotton or cloth or anything, and then you just stitch the four sides, right? The fourth side. You know what is pin cushion, right? Pillow. It's a pillow. Pin cushion is a pillow where you stick your pills. Okay. But what to fill it in? So now she's a little child. She's done it so she's took a lot of hard work and she's made it. So now what to fill it with? So she said that was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden. She couldn't ask her grandmother to give her something, right? Because she's working in the garden. She wandered into mother's room. So she went searching. Wandered is basically searching here and there without any direction.
Means like
searching.
Roaming around.
That's what she was wandering into her mother's room. That means she roamed like here and there without any destination in mind. Wandered is that, correct? She wandered into her mother's bedroom to look for scraps. So she went into her mother's bedroom to see if she can find some pieces. Scraps are your pieces, discarded pieces, okay? On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper. So she on the table neatly kept was some papers, okay? And she bent and took it and she tore it into pieces and then she put it up. She, as a small child, doesn't understand if those papers are kept on the table is supposed to be very important. You're not supposed to touch anything on the paper. Like you can't scribble. Remember when you were young, you take a crayon, you scribble, and father would have given you one back because it's an important paper you're scribbling at. So
when we were staying for joint family, na? So when we were small, now we can't understand anything. Na? So we were drawing on the wall, and we are full white wall is there. Na?
So you have destroyed the wall.
Destroyed the wall.
Okay. So on the table she discovered is found here. Okay. Discovered a great many sheets of fine paper. Then she gathered them, and tore them into tiny pieces, stuffed her case, and sewed up the fourth. And she stitched the fourth side. So now her pin cushions were ready. Correct?
That night, there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for authority had to be lost. Room was closed. Servant questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on her table in our room. Oh yes, she said. I tore them up for my sore health. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room at this instant.
So no. So here with her mother, she's not scared, right? When her mother asks her something, a question, she never stutters. Remember, she talks in normal language. So when this one happened that night, there was a huge hue and cry. Hue and cry is when you're making protest. is written there. It is when you're making a too much of practice. Okay, for something which is missing. Father's great speech for the court authority had been lost. So this was speech he had written very carefully, and that they couldn't find that particular speech. Rooms were searched. So every room was searched. Even the servants were called. Servants were asked to find. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. So she was the last child to go. They didn't know that Kezia may have done something. And so this one, Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on the table in my room. So she said, oh yes, I told him up. This was surprising. My mother surprised.
Lord.
Because she tore up important papers, right? She tore important papers. So she very innocently, you see, Kezia being very innocent. She said, yes, I know, because she didn't understand that those were important papers. For her, what was important? To finish her pin cushion, because that was for her father's birthday. Correct? So that was for her father's birthday. That was so important for her. So she bought this paper, and that's why she stuffed it in. She wanted to finish her pin cushion. And when she said yes, very innocently when she said yes, mother was really furious. She was said, what? She screamed. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. The very instant she told, she said, you come down now immediately. Okay?
And she was dragged out to where father was pacing to and fro. And behind his back, well, he said sharply. Mother explained. He didn't. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, no, no. She whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. So, see that the child put to bed at this instant.
So here what happens is walking. Pacing means walking to and fro. Walking means walking up and down. Pacing is that. Okay, when he was walking up and down, his hands were at the back. He had a very disciplinary, if you see when he's walking up and down, he looks very disciplinary kind of a thing. A teacher walks like that, right? Hands behind when you're doing the examination. So walking up.
Walking up and down.
Correct, that is pacing, okay? Well, he said sharply, in very, very sharp voice, he asked, well, did you find the paper? And mother told him, like this one, she tore it up and she put it in the pin cushion. Did you do that? Asked Kezia. And Kezia again started stammering. Because he looks very threatening, na? When he was talking sharply and very angry, face is angry, so he looked very threatening. And that particular time, the child, she's very, very scared because she had a very threatening kind of temperament, right, at that particular time. Mother, go up to her room and fetch that damn thing. Damn is a curse, right? So go up to her room and bring that pin cushion down. See that the child is put to bed this instant and put this child to bed. Okay, send her to bed. Trying too much to explain, she lay in the shadow room watching the evening light make a little sad pattern on the floor room. So even the evening light, the reflection of the evening light looked as if it was very sad. Okay, it reflects her mood. Remember, because the father wasn't willing to listen that she was making a birthday gift. Because of that, he wasn't in any mood to listen to anything. Because why? It's important paper, right? When anything important is missing, you know that there are going to be repercussions, right? It's something that will happen. Because if something important, like for example, your notebook is missing, your textbook is missing, right? And the school, you have a test, and the teacher has asked you that particular notebook, you have to submit it for correction. Imagine then what a scolding or a beating you will get, right? So imagine if her father's important paper is missing, what will his boss do, right? What will he have speech? He has to give a speech, and he has, when he's prepared the speech very well, he's written that on the paper and everything, but what did Kezia do? She unknowingly destroyed his hard work, right? So that's what it is.
Father's like
Crying too much to explain, so that's why even the atmosphere in the room looks very sad. It reflects her mood. When you say this one, I remember I told you she talks about the psychological aspect.
of that is
Yes.
No.
Yes. psychological effect we're talking about. This child psychological effect is that even the atmosphere what she looks or in the room what she is finding it very depressing, very sad. Okay.
Then father came into the room.
Our father's diary is missing.
Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. I am going to beat you for this, he said. Oh no, no, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. He pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you.
Correct. So here he's teaching her a lesson that you're not supposed to touch anything without asking. You're not supposed to touch anything which you don't know. So she says no, don't hit me, don't hit me. She was under the bed, right? Under the bed means on the bed with the bed covers, right? So she's trying to hide behind the bed covers, but he said, show me your hand, and he hits her on her hand. To remind he's here also you feel that he is a kind of a tyrant. He's a kind of a dictator because he's hitting her on the hand and he's not ready to listen to that. Because anything, as I said, anything important missing in an adult's life, which is very important, and the boss will scold, the son will scold. So that kind of stress the adult is under, and this child went in told all the important people to teach her a lesson that she will never ever touch or never ever repeat that particular this.
But it was for her birthday. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms.
So she's small child and she's got hit with a ruler. So her hand became eventually red and pink. And he's refusing to listen to her that it was for your birthday, I made it for your birthday.
Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. What did God make fathers for? She sobbed.
So see, this is how the comfort, his soft body, when see the author, when Kate Manfield wrote this, the soft body signifies the comfort. Her grandmother's comforting her, the grandmother's offering her support. Her grandmother is like, it's a safe haven for her, safe place for her. You have always somebody or the other in your family who's a safe place. Yes or no, your mother may be your safe place, right? Maybe your father may be your safe place. Some person who you are very, very close to, who will give you comfort, who will take all your mischievous and all that everything she will understand. She'll save you. She'll be your protector. So grandmother was a protector. Okay? And what she did, she wrapped her out, security. Remember that love and security? She wrapped her in a shawl and she rocked her in the rocking chair. You know these rocking chairs which is there, that will goes back and forth, back and forth. Old people have those kind of rocking chair, and they sit and rock on it. And the child clung to her. She was clinging to her soft body. She was holding her tightly because she wanted that particular protection. She wanted to feel secure. She wanted to feel loved. Okay, and then she asked her, why are fathers for? Why has God made fathers? Isn't it very distressful that the child is very distressful? She says, yeah, like, why, like, you know how child's perception, like, somebody scolds you, somebody, like this one, that feels that they don't love you, they don't like you, they hate you. That kind of feeling you have. You as a child must be having that kind of feeling when you were young. Like somebody scolding you, somebody telling you not to do this, not to do that. It feels like they don't love you, right? But actually it is fun. It's because they love you, they will show you anger. If they don't love you, they will ignore you.
Yours is a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose. Go to sleep, pet.
See how she's addressing her, darling, pet. These are her endearments. You know what is endearments, no?
No.
When you say beta, bacha, like laddu, my laddu, or something, what your mother says, that's an endearment.
Go to sleep, pet. You will forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father but he was too upset to listen tonight.
So then her grandmother consoles her. She consoles her and she says, wipe your nose because your nose is all this one blowing. And then it says, you blow your nose and go to sleep, pet. She's calling calling her darling, she's calling her pet. That shows that she loves her a lot. And that's why these kinds of endearments are there. And then she says, you'll forget about it in the morning. She's consoling her. She said, don't worry, you'll forget everything about the morning. And she says, like, I tried to explain to your father, but he was very upset. People when they are very upset, they refuse to listen to you. So he says he's very upset at right now, so I will talk to him later.
But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and the red color flew into her cheeks.
Yeah, so she never forgot. Like when she got up in the morning also, she didn't forget what her father did, right? So he hammered her. So when she saw the father again, that petrified her, you're petrified, she immediately put her hands at the back and her face became fully red. Because she was scared. She was so petrified, scared of her father. Petrified means scared of her father.
The McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father with the baby Mao on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging onto his coat pockets, ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter.
Should we stop here for now?
No,
because you wanted division. That's why I said we should stop here with this particular one. Okay, I'll just explain. The McDonald's now she's seen another father. Okay, she's seen her father. Her father was very strict and stern and and she's scared of her father. And she's seen this father who's there. The family was living in McDonald's. The name of the family was McDonald's. And between those two fences, she could see that the father was playing tag. You know what is tag? You're catching, when you catch each other.
Children's game of catching.
Correct, catch each other. That's what. And the father had this child. The baby's name was Mao. So she had him on his shoulder, and the 2 little girls were hanging to his coat pocket, round and round the flower bed. They were laughing and this one. She'd never seen her father like that. She'd never experienced her father like that, correct? But this one she's saying. And when she saw the boys turn the hose on them, and the hose is that water pipe, sprinkling water on the father. And he tried to catch them laughing all the time. So he tried to catch these children, when you're acting, when you're playing with your father and suddenly being mischievous with the father. So he tried to catch them when you're playing. So we stop here. Next week we'll continue with this. In fact, we'll do revision. What we want to revision for?
The sound of music. And tenses also is there in the exam.
And we have determiners.
No, determiners is not there. This is a moral.
So, what is the fun they had about? What is it all about?
About the school, the old time school, the future, how the school would be in the future, how would be the teachers in the future,
Okay.
Teacher will be a
technology and
in 2000.
When Margie, what did Margie asked? What did Tommy reply to Margie when she asked what would anyone write about the school?
Ma'am, can we just rewind it once?
School? What is this school?
So what is Margie doing? She's normally jotting down in her diary, isn't it? What has happened?
Writing in a diary.
Yeah.
What he found? He found a book.
Yes. And what kind of a book it was?
It was
E-book.
E-book.
And not no e-book.
E-book.
Ma'am, the pages where the words were
How was
the pages yellow.
Describe the book.
The pages were yellow. The word were staying where they were. Where they was or where.
The pages were crinkly.
Still, the
Yellow and crinkly.
and the pages were still.
Yes.
And the words were also still.
Yes.
points answer.
What was Tommy's reaction?
He was very sad.
Scattered.
He felt like it was a waste. Then he felt that when you read the book, you have to
throw away.
Then
And
our television screen must have had a million books on it.
Margie has school in next to the bedroom. At school.
There
How
was,
old was
there
Tommy?
was one sector in which
11.
there was one
How
sector in
old
which
was Tommy?
homework was put on
13.
13.
Ah,
And Margie,
Margie
10,
was
10,
10
10.
years.
Margie was 11, right?
Margie 11.
Yeah.
Margie 11.
Why does she hate
Margie
school?
was 11 and Tommy was 13. What, ma'am?
Why did she hate school?
Because
Why did
Why did she hate school?
there was a mechanical geography teacher that she had been doing worse and worse and
That was giving a test, and in that she was not faring well. So,
she hated school?
so her mother sent her to the county inspector. Huh? That's why.
now just a second we will revise it once and then
Beta, I'm going revising only. I'm going one by one paragraph. So your answer should be one by one paragraph only. That's why I'm asking you question because it's one by one paragraph. So we started on the first paragraph. Now it's the second. That's how you're revising, right? Describe the county or inspector.
There was a geography sector in which the homework was put on.
Will you please understand what I'm asking, my dear? Describe the county inspector.
a round little man with a red face and a smirk, and a whole box of food with dice and violin in his hand. And
Yes, that's it. So what did he give Margie?
Oh,
A book.
an apple.
What part did Margie hate the most?
School.
Geography teacher.
What part was Margie hated the most?
Geography teacher.
The part Margie
Mechanical teacher who was giving geography test after test.
What was not when she had to put homework and paper.
Yes. She always had to write down a punch code and they made her learn when she was 6 years old. And a mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. That's what she hated the most, isn't it? What was the defect in the geography teacher?
The geography, geography sector was geared a little too quick.
And giving test and test papers. Test and test papers and homework. So that's why Margie hated.
So how did she adjust the defect?
What?
How did the inspector adjust the defect?
The inspector has smiled after he was finished and patted Margie.
He slowed it down. He slowed up the geography. He slowed it down for an average 10-year-old.
He slowed the.
Why had they taken Tommy's teacher away for a month?
Because
he was failing.
The vibe has not something.
Because the history sector had blanked out completely. So then what was she surprised about?
That the teacher, In old school, the teacher was a man.
You know, you answer every answer wrong.
And what are you telling? What did?
Now, what was the question again? I got the answer.
Give the answer.
Mom, I think the answer is like she had.
Then what is the question?
Took the teacher away altogether.
Yeah.
She had been hoping that.
Why was she disappointed?
Acha,
She had been hoping that they would take the teacher all
Together. Right? What was his reaction to the book?
Tommy looked at her with very.
Tommy said to Margie that it was not the school in which
It was not their kind of school.
They in times they would study with this book in which the text would be steady and there would be a fixed teacher, a human teacher.
What did Tommy say when he said 1 minute? He came to know that it was a man.
A man? How could a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them.
That was not Tommy's dialogue.
He just told the boys and
but
girls.
it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man.
The man who said would not be smart enough to teach the kids in every sector.
Right. What does dispute means?
Dispute
Means
disagree.
disagree with. Disagree.
And dispute means the
No.
Disagree.
Disagree.
डिस्प्यूट का ये मीनिंग होता है एक दूसरे काफी दिया झगड़ा
Disagree with argue.
After dispute means he didn't want to fight about it.
Dispute means like fight, right?
Yeah. He didn't want to fight about it. When he says, my father knows more than as much as a teacher. So he says she doesn't want to argue about this with Tommy. Okay? And so this is all we are talking about. What kind of a story is this?
All kinds of school.
Sci-fi. Sci-fi story.
No. All kinds.
It was a sci-fi, isn't it? They were discussing like what kind of teachers were there. Now this is about this present century, what kind of teachers were there, and in future it will be mechanically teaching teachers.
What is man in 2070 or 90 or 3000?
3000 आया
What did Margie's mother tell her?
sorry no
What did Margie's mother tell her?
The mother says a teacher. Is it right?
A teacher didn't live in the house.
Had to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and each kind kid has to be taught differently.
Basically, the mother said that the human teacher would understand the mind of the
Correct. Exactly. Actually, you can cater to the different children are there, different mindsets are there, and the child teachers can adjust to different mindset and teach the children according to their capacity. Understood? Where was Margie's schoolroom?
Beside the bedroom.
Yes. So when did she get an off?
Off?
Eh?
Huh?
When did she get an off?
What? Yes.
I just not taught you prepositions, right?
Um,
So when did she get? She will.
Holiday.
At Sunday.
holiday.
Saturday and Sunday. Why?
Because
Because the mother said little girls learn better if they learn that regular.
Regular hours. Correct. Now, if you remember in school, you go for a particular time, you learn for a particular time, you come down. You have a routine set, right? Routine, when you have a set routine, your learning capacity is good. If you have your study random time, you will never be disciplined, you will never be able to understand concepts, you will never be able to
Understand.
gain knowledge. What was why did Margie sigh? Why did Margie sigh?
because she was thinking about the old school they had when her grandfather's was a little boy. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day.
They learn the same things.
उसके जो ग्रैंडफादर है वो जैसे स्कूल में जाते थे सब लोग एक साथ आते थे नीचे जाते थे एक साथ बैठते थे.
Okay, so basically she's all alone. She's all alone in front of the screen. She's looking at the screen, and then she's been taught for that. That's why she wishes that she had this old kind of schools where the children would go together. They will study the same thing, and they would help each other with the homework. Like they will talk, they will mix with each other. That's what she was missing. Imagine you sitting in front of now. The same situation came in COVID. In COVID-19 time, when you had online. Remember when you're online? You're lying and listening to the teacher, your video is off and you go to sleeping. You're not understanding anything. You tell me in those 2 years what everything went into your head.
No.
Because you lost everything, what a grammar concept.
Exams were online.
And you were cheating.
Yeah. No. Cheating.
So that is what is
only one
happening.
time I cheated because I was nothing.
Okay.
I could not understand.
So that kind of things, that's what she was missing. And teachers were people. That was very important. That the teachers were people. So then they will be able to understand and, as I said, each according each according to what they need at that particular time. So the fun they had. This talks about what the future is going to be. What does which road is he talking about? Robert Frost is talking about.
The road which
The road yellow wood.
Two road diverging here.
Which road is he talking about?
That couldn't travel both. Which
He was talking
which he
about the
didn't
ways of
travel.
He's talking about the roads of life. There are only 2 roads and two roads. What can you travel in both the roads?
No.
Why?
Because we are one, so we can go in only that road which we can go, na? Which we want.
What is this poem and like simile?
Ma'am, I have one doubt in the fun they had. Ma'am.
We didn't start.
Ma'am.
Roads are taken was taught to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you were absolutely.
Not here. In the school we did not road not taken and just directly.
Ma'am, I have one doubt in the fun they had. Who was Margie and Tommy's father?
Why do you need a father?
Today question was there in school. What was his father's her father's name? Huh?
What is father's good name? Where the father's written here?
Yeah, I don't know. In school they told us what was her father. A businessman, engineer, scientist. So I wrote this engineer.
अरे
अरे ये वाले में होगा the little child.
little child.
The little child has child.
Then the father's name detail is not mentioned here. Then how can they ask about the father? Grandfather is written
I
here.
can show you when paper will come.
Yeah, the grandfather is written here, na?
But fathers,
Oh man.
तूने गलत पढ़ा होगा.
गलत पढ़ा होगा क्या सब लोग बोल रहे क्या क्या मैंने Then all the students were telling that what is this. But he wrote engineer. I wrote engineer.
Okay. Okay. So road not taken is basically Robert Frost poem is that in life you are going to always come to a new way and we cannot travel in both and sometimes we cannot look back and regret our decisions.
Yeah, it is
Like
done.
commerce and science.
Yes.
Oh, exam.
Okay, so two roads diverged in the yellow goods. And sorry, I could not travel both. That means he's regretting that he can't travel in both. So in this yellow wood is basically it is basically your life. Yellow wood is basically your life, and it is diverged is when it's going to different directions. And he says is that he's sorry that he can't travel in both. In life, there are going to be decisions where you can't take both. Like how he said commerce and science. You'll either go for science or either you go for commerce. You'll not go, you have to choose one. Or humanities. Then that is known as arts. Humanities is nowadays the term is humanities. You can go to humanities. That means you cannot, you have to choose one direction, okay? And he's sorry that he can't choose both. And be one traveler. We cannot like in both the roads, he's only one traveler, he cannot go in both the roads. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it went in that. So he's trying to, when you're taking about your future, you think about you see all the pros, you see all the cons, and you see till where you can progress, till where will you go, till which destination you will go. Okay, and then only you will make a choice. Okay, then took the other, just as fair. He judged both the opportunities. He weighed both the opportunities. He felt
The traveler has gone to that road which all the
Ma'am,
I'm
it is
not coming to
given.
second stanza.
It is
I'm not coming to second stanza. So basically, he goes, then he takes the fair one, he takes another road, and having perhaps a better place. Better places, it has better opportunities, better prospects like that. And because it was grassy and wanted wet, and that particular road, nobody had gone in. Nobody has walked on that particular road. Very few people had walked. That's why it was wanted wet. Though as for the passing, they had known them really about the same. So some who are passing from there, for them they have walked up and down the same way.
given.
This has not been taught, and how can we test you on that?
No, ma'am,
this is
like,
not
Ma'am, it is taught in the class.
And both that morning equally late, indeed no step trodden black. So that nobody had stepped on that path. It was that path, nobody had chosen that path. That's right. The leaves were not trampled on. Okay. Oh yes, I was
Come take
looking I
question
kept
answers.
for another day.
Come
And
take
he
question
says
answers.
as they come back to this particular road on another day. Okay, and yet knowing how way he's on to today, I doubted I will ever come back. So he says he knows that when you move forward in your life, you cannot turn back. You cannot move back.
And
You
if
cannot
we
go back
had-
to the same
if we
destiny.
had taken commerce side, we cannot come back and take science side.
Yes, I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads with divergent routes. I took the one that one less traveled and the one that made all the difference. And that particular road that I chose made all the difference in my life. That's the meaning of this story. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
so fine.
Thank
Just
you.
end this stream, please.
this was not a teach because like we had two different teachers at the same time and one teacher